Maybe it's something I got troubleshoot later when I got a little time in the afternoon. But for now, we'll just keep restarting. And if you guys find me again, you find me again. But like I was saying earlier, uh, I get more, I want to say, consistent results when I started waking up early and I use like the Apple Watch to look at data, and I'm really just data driven, right? Stuff like that. Once it makes sense to me, uh, yeah. Once stuff like that makes sense to me, you can make unbiased decisions like that. You just see what the math says. From there, you make a decision, you make your moves, see what's important. So being able to kind of just roll downstairs, if wherever you live in a complex and has its own gym, sometimes that's easier. And it's not the most um, fleshed out gym, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, if you see this, chime in, with a like, consider commenting, subscribing, all the good stuff. Yeah, it might be easier. Again, if it crashes, we'll run it back until we can kind of troubleshoot what this is happening. Because I'm going to do more mobile live. So got to get YouTube to get this thing to get it together. Yeah. So if you're finding this, drop a like. I don't know what's up with chat. If you can actually see this in the chat, you just say something because we restarted the app, download it again, see what's going on with it. Okay, so the chat is working. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, hit a like. I'm trying to build a robust little community here and give you some behind the scenes. That's how I like to start most of my days. If it's not this, sometimes it's cardio. I like the elliptical because I can usually read while I'm doing that. So like I said before the app crashed, kind of building back a lot of strength, building up that body where I had work commitments and I couldn't get after it like I usually did. So for like 4 months, I couldn't do what I normally like to do in a gym. So we got to do the work now. You got the flu. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes working out helps that. Motion. I know conventionally they like to say, just kind of sit around, but I always tend to feel better when I get some sort of motion in me. So like growing up, when I used to work out, we would try to do, you build up to that top set and then almost like a pyramid, go up and then go back down. And I don't know where we picked that up, maybe some magazine, but I found out in my grandfather old age, um, what I like to do is instead try to warm up, start at the top set, and then work my way down. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. We're just trying to create something that we always wish we had, and I think the best way to do it is just to show it. So I think for me, the goal right now, if I had to put a number just on, say, just like the bench press, get back to, you know, repping the 315, going a lot higher than that. I find the only ones that really are concerned with that are guys, right? You want to, whatever you want to do, you want to make sure you do it and you're healthy, you're safe. So that's kind of the goal right now. Take some of the ego out of it, just get some of that work done. So for today, it'd probably be like 280 is what we're gonna use for the top set. I like to try to get 4 reps of that. Then the next would be probably 230. Try to get 6 reps of that. Then 210-ish around there. Get 8 reps of that. Then we'll move on. So yeah, if you see me failing, just call 911 for me. So whenever like that top set is goes smooth like that, I know it's time to increase the weight next time. Next time we're working out. So for that, I usually take notes. I got a little notebook. Again, we're just looking at data. So again, if you find the channel, hit a like on your way in, subscribe. Trying to see if we can create something like we do this almost every morning, at least a couple of times a week, a little behind the scenes. Morning. Sometimes you're trying to strike a balance between the time in the gym and sort of just effectiveness. As much as cool as it sounds, doing 3 hours in the gym every day, it's probably not feasible for most of us. I know I like to start things early, so I can get a lot of stuff out the way in terms of production. You still hear the feedback? It might be the mic placement. It's hard to know because I can't hear myself on this. And there is someone on the treadmill right there. Yeah. See? But we're moving on. Also, reactor rates. Don't be an ass. Yeah, a little bit more is better than nothing. If you're in the chat, just let us know what your goals are physically, what you're trying to look like, what you're trying to work on. But hell, if this inspires you to do something extra today, I think besides the bodybuilder physique, a lot of us guys grew up watching or reading comics, collecting comic cards. The goal of superheroes are always just ridiculously stacked. That was like the first thing you compared yourself to, even though, you know, it's not realistic. The things you grow up on like that really have this profound impact on how you want to look. I think social media does a bad job of kind of showing you what the truth is, how people can actually look versus, naturally, of course. But even then, you know, you do what you can. And just like that, the first 30 minutes is done. Again, we're trying to compartmentalize a lot of things. Like you, we're all like me. I know you guys are busy. We got to sometimes stop and make time, especially when summer rolls around. You'll be wishing you did just a little extra. And a couple of years ago, I had this idea like every birthday or every year, I want to be able to just be proud of the amount of work you put in. That's not always just physical, but physical is the easy way to look at it. Tianatella, yeah. A lot of people, even probably some men have that same goal. Because, golly, not the Tianatella fan page. So on your way in, just hit a like, consider subscribing. We could do this more often, at least a couple times a week. You guys can will labor suffer with me. Yeah. So outside of looking like Tiana Taylor, feel free to share what keeps you sort of motivated going back to the gym, or what's stopping you from going to the gym. And sometimes it's just getting there. Not every workout. You're not going to kill every workout. Sometimes you're just gonna kind of trudge along, but it's better to have something in the books, because when you don't, when you give into that sweet warm bed, you know, it gets easier the next day to do the same thing. It gets easier that same day not to be on your food grind. You know how it goes. One day turns to two, two turns to a week, and then boom, 6 months down the line, and now you're in the pool with a whole shirt on. Shout out to the moderators for doing their thing. You gotta wonder, all right, when people are just doing something wholly positive, who's got room for hating and silly comments? You know, that's just silly. Get up, get it in, be proud of yourself. And if you don't got what it takes, at least get inspiration. Right? Really that silly. Really that easy. But it's probably a record. Probably not a record. Every single time you go live or put your stuff out there, you're gonna have a lot of people just like, yeah, I got some negativity to say. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. Starting the day, be working out, sharing a little behind the scenes. I like it. If the app would stop crashing whenever it just seemed fit, that'd be great too. But you roll with it, right? Again, if you're new here, subscribe, hit the like button. You know, it's proof of concept. A lot of this stuff actually works and matters. Like I said, sometimes you don't got super quality workout in you, but you showed up. The conversation I was having yesterday, I realized not everything has to be super polished. I think I've had enough people tell me about behind the scenes content. So it's great that I show what it looks like, you know? You're not wrong. Feel free to constantly remind me about drinking water. I don't know. I'll be sitting there thirsty and I'll be right there. I'll just look at it. And we go to use the bathroom. It's like, damn, I know I need to drink more. Easy problem to solve, but problem nonetheless. we're moving on. Perfect. I appreciate it. A little bit every day. That's got to be the motto. And sometimes it's really difficult to see the progress. Right? Because we know, look at ourselves every day. That's why I like data. But even that, really nothing. There's nothing I've seen that can help you with that. You can't avoid mirrors all day. I thought I'd probably just taken those before and after photos. I'm trying to be patient and compare it with one another. That's probably the best bet. I think the name of the game is whatever keeps you consistent, right? If that's spite, that's what it is. If that's competition with a buddy, with a friend, that's what it is. If that's trying to fit into some wedding dress, that's what it is. Or some tux, whatever keeps you coming back. Hell, if that's this channel, you're welcome to it. Hey, welcome, 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 welcome. Hit that like button on the way in. I was just here trying to get it in the morning. Trying to create a little community. Whole thing we do. Inspire you, inspire me. Especially those mornings when I'm feeling like, yeah. This would be a big help. And that should be the name of the game, right? What's going on, Mary? Welcome to the channel, consider subscribing. Definitely hit the like button on your way in. Just talking about stuff that keeps you motivated, keeps keeps you coming to the gym. Like when I first started, it was trying to, when I got really serious, right? When I got really serious, it was about, it wasn't about trying to be healthy, trying to have better habits like that. It was, I want to look good naked. And that was the thing that made me just consistent. I don't think it was so much about the naked part, it was just being honest about what you wanted to do, what was important to you. So I think that's always going to be the first step. Be honest with yourself. What's important to you, what matters. Do that first. And you know that silly notion of if you're hanging off a cliff, can you pull yourself up? That and quicksand. I had a real stupid fear of those things growing up. Every movie, every TV series, the action and the cliff. We had an episode with quicksand. So one of the things that I'm trying to concentrate on, besides, resistance training, yeah, it's definitely hard to stay motivated. If you need a little extra oomph, come on back. At least you'll, hey, he's still getting after it. I got enough motivation for at least 1.5 people, right? You see someone consistently doing it. Sometimes that's all the inspiration you kind of need. Get yourself back on track. The first video I dropped on this page is about discipline, consistency, and with that, I dropped like 2 videos a day since June. Still doing it. Still going to try for as long as possible, while including new things, while adding new things in. So, with a full-time job, with the real estate business, and to still try to make time for family, relaxing, a social life, exploring, going out, and making time for sleep. That's probably what I'll need more assistance with. If people have any suggestions or just kind of yell, go to bed. So you can come here, track some progress, right? See what I do, take what works, eat the meat, spit out the bones. See something you like, rock with it. You got suggestions, throw it out there. For those of you that, for some reason, cannot stop yourself from being negative, I feel for you. I don't want to say I was ever like that, but I get what it is. And I hate that term, low vibrational, but it kind of fits, right? Especially when someone's just putting something positive out there. Like I'm finding thing, if I'm not your cup of tea, I can find someone that likes it. You got it. So I was trying, I winded myself. One of the other things I'm trying to do, or I know is critically important, getting those 10,000 steps. So after a little lifting, go for a walk. You know, and it never has to be anything crazy. It just has to be consistent. And also, when you start early enough, right? You're done early, and you can look. And by the time people are waking up, you've done more than they might actually end up doing that day. There's got to be a little bit of pride in that, right? That's how I like to look at it. Before the sun comes up, I put in a lot of work. And then the first, consistency is definitely the thing. You can't beat it. And something I realized a couple months ago, sometimes it takes you meeting other people and them trying to compete with you. And you kind of see they have to have a perfect day. You know when the last time you had a perfect day, like everything lines up for them to compete with you on your average. That's because time and consistency, those little things every day, you can't cheat that. You can have a perfect day, but you're not gonna have a perfect week. You need to be perfect to compete with a regular, with someone that's done a little bit of work every day over years, become untouchable, insurmountable. It's just the same as working out. When you see someone at the pool and they have the physique you want, you can't work out that summer to get there. You'll be there at the end of the year, but by then, pool season's over. So just do a little bit, right? And if you feel tired, you feel like quitting, tell yourself you're gonna quit tomorrow, right? Go in and do it today. Then, in the morning, tell yourself the same thing. I'm gonna quit tomorrow. I'm gonna rest tomorrow. Boom, you got something magical. So tap in if you're gonna make it to the gym today. At least you can promise I'm making it in tomorrow. No, feel free. Right? This would be something, a little healthy back and forth, healthy exchange. And when we see you here consistently, like, oh yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Merch. Yeah. I need to get serious about that. Oh, put that on hoodie. Who doesn't love hoodies? Just remind you to hit that like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna try to do this a couple times a week. Keep everyone consistent. Keep everyone moving. You hear that background? Just someone's on the travel next week. We're gonna try to go live again a couple times today. See what works best. We're gonna experiment the phase. See what we can add to the channel and then get consistent with it. Especially days when I got a little more extra time. A little more extra time to give. Most ambitious goal? I think probably most ambitious goal is to stay consistent on a high level with the multitude of goals I have. Grow the channel to something significant, you know, 5, 6, 7,000 subscribers at the end of this year, travel more, explore more, like socially, go out once or twice every week because I'm the type that I'll get happy, content working on projects and then never really look up and see the world. Uh, Build out Patreon where I can talk about more fleshed out things in a more concrete sort of manner. Seeing my niece at least once a month and is doing all these things, writing another book, doing all these things at that level simultaneously. It's probably the most ambitious thing. Of course, getting into a shape that I'm very proud of. And I think I'll know I've failed, but I'll be in a better position for failing. Also, stop. And it's weird to say, stop living behind the scenes like I have been. It's a weird thing to sort of say when you see someone that is in front of the camera all the time. There's parts of me in my life that aren't shown for various reasons that I'll probably talk about with another, not live, but I'll make a whole production out of that. I'd say that would be it. I think your ambition should scare you a bit. Yeah. Thanks for anyone, all the new subscribers. Again, hit that like button on your end. Yeah, your dreams should scare you, and not in the intimidating way where you say, I can't get it done, in a way that makes you say, wouldn't it be fantastic if I did it? How incredible would I be if I did it?
I'm trying to get my hair and most of it. It's not like her shade book. It's close to it as possible. Yeah. I slept for another hour and he had my time. Yeah. You tired?
So yeah, if you're new, we're trying to make sure we get at least 10,000 steps a day. At least 10,000. And you don't got to do it all at once. You just got to break it up and say, I know I got a long day ahead of me. I'll be moving and shaking. But maybe if I grab 3,000, 4,000 now, I'll be better off. It'll be easier to hit that 10,000 later. Especially, if you got a job where you sit a lot. Just front load a lot of that work. Same thing like when I'll record some videos. I know my week is gonna get hectic, and I don't want to lose that momentum of 2 a day. So we sacrifice some of that time, get that work done, and it helps getting up early. And there's something wonderful about you see the world's kind of quiet, and it's just you. I think this is a good start, right? Hopefully, I'll see a lot of you guys. Well, not not just tomorrow morning. We'll get back and we'll do more of this. But I'm gonna try to go live different times today while we get a little behind the scenes. Just what the days look like. Yeah, what the days look like, what it takes to get stuff together. You know. Oh, from Australia. Shout out to you guys. I got a couple of friends down there. Shout out to you guys down under. So yeah, if you catch me later, just drop by again. Drop a little like, little